Okay. Well, hi everybody. Let me just get signed in here and hopefully, I don't know, it'll all show up. Okay. So, hi. Here's our third day going live in our New Year's goal setting challenge. And welcome. If you haven't signed up, I'll be posting the link where you can sign up so you can also get all the downloads, all right, for this in terms of the worksheets that go along with this. And also a follow-up email where, again, I'll be, fleshing things out a bit more as we go along. And especially like for today, I have some things that I want to type up and offer people. Hopefully this is working and you are seeing me because, I don't know, it seems kind of strange to me. I did it all right the first day. But then it doesn't seem like it's happening today because I'm going live here on my phone. And it's not showing up on my computer. And I'm wondering why. And, am I here? Okay, great. I think I'm seeing, hang on here. Let me just, forgive me. I need to just make sure I'm at the right place. And that... because I didn't, it didn't work for me yesterday. Oh, here we go. I think I see myself now. Okay, there we go. Hey, hi, Bibby. See you there. Thanks. All right, good. Okay, now I know it's here, and it's working because yesterday, I don't know, I was on a different, I guess on my so-called business page, you call it, and so it wasn't showing up here, so I had to post it later. Anyways, great, awesome. Thanks for being here. Yeah, so what we've done so far is on day one, we explored what our goals might be, right? And we went in a deeper process to try to connect with a deeper meaning of life and in a sense of deeper purpose and to explore that realm of goal setting. So we, did some exercises there and you had some handouts to work with and that's all fine and dandy, good stuff. And then yesterday, day two, we talked about how do you go about prioritizing your goals, okay? And that we can easily get seriously overwhelmed by having like 100 goals. It's like, yes, all the things I want to do for the rest of my life, like a gazillion things. And we need to hone that in because to be successful, we really need to zero in on just a few key goals. And we need to work on it in limited time constraints, like 90-day blocks are the most effective people have been finding. Studies and research that's been done on that is when we're looking within a 90-day time frame, we're all the more motivated to actually get something done within those 90 days. Whereas with a year, it's like, oh yeah, I still got lots of time to deal with it down the road, right? And then we get into la-la land. So we tend to overestimate what we can do within a year. We think, oh yeah, I'm going to do all this stuff in this next year. And it's overwhelmed. We get overloaded and we never get around to doing it. And then on the other hand, they say we always underestimate what we could do and actually have happen and succeed at over the next 10 years. So it's good to keep that in mind. The key thing is persistence in these things, all right? So today, I want to talk about our resistance to our goals because this is the thing where, yes, we can set our goals, but let me ask you, a year ago, you probably did a goal setting session with yourself and you had listed your goals. How many of them did you actualize over the past year? How about the past 3 years, 5 years? How much progress has there been in the past several years? How many goals have you actually accomplished that you've set out for yourself? We'll find that it can be pretty disappointing. And so we need to be aware that as we have our goals in mind, our intentions of what we want, at a subconscious level, we'll also have operating there of things that we're not aware of, all kinds of reasons as to why we really don't want to, why we really don't want to work towards those goals. And that's what we want to cover, okay? So on the handout that you got for this session on day 3, I'm just going to pull it up here. This is, well, you probably can't see it too well here. But where I get you to create some specific goals in each area, in terms of money, financial, career, business, health, fitness, relationships, recreation, fun, personal growth, your environment, meaning your home, where you're living, how that's all set up, right? And then also there's a blank for other, for your specific situation. You've got your specific goals there of what you want. And then we need to have our reasons as to why do I want this goal? Okay. Or what will be the benefit that attaining this goal will achieve for me, right? So that if I make more money, okay, what's the benefit of that, right? What will that mean for me? All right. What are the reasons for why I would want to be making more money? So we need to be clear on our reasons why we want that goal, because the why of why we want something is actually what's motivating us to do it. The goal is the means to a higher end. Making money is just the means to attain a higher end of traveling around the world, taking those special vacations, being able to retire earlier, being able to have no stress over money, being able to live where I want to live, right? Those will be the reasons why I want to be making more money. So we need to be clear on our why to's, why we want that goal. But then at the same time, we need to explore, why may I not want to attain that goal? All right, what would be my why not to's? Because then what happens is it's like a scale. Your whys, they have to be more powerful than your why not to's. Because subconsciously, there'll be why not to's, that resistance that could be heavier and stronger that will sabotage, all right, your why to's. Okay, this is the source of sabotage. And so we need to explore those. And I want you to write down and list what would be the downside. What are all the negatives of working towards that goal, right? What are all the negatives? It may mean I have to work harder, right, on something. I may have to take on more responsibility. If I want to make more money in a certain area, it means I might have to start a business for myself or a sideline business of some kind. And that means I might have to show up in front of people and make more sales in something. And I'm actually scared of being in front of people. I'm afraid of being rejected. I'm afraid of disappointment. It just right away I feel burdened. It's just such a heavy burden to work towards this goal. I hate, going to the gym at 6 a.m. Well, I hate getting up early, and I'm just so tired. I don't have the energy for that. You need to explore what would be the resistance, all your why not to's. Okay, and that's what's going to end up sabotaging you. So beware, make a list of these. And once you become aware of them, then you can start handling them. All right. How can you work around some of those? So for example, hey, if working out in the gym at 6 a.m. doesn't work for you, if there's a lot of resistance about it, make a different plan. All right. Plan something else in terms of a different time slot that would work for you. And then here, there's again a little different hacks about how can you make it easier for you to attain that goal. Well, that means that first thing before you go to bed at night, you will have your gym clothes, gym bag, your protein shake, or whatever it is, your coffee ready to go, everything set up, right, before you even go to bed, so that when you wake up, it's just easy. You could just slip on those clothes, grab your stuff, head out the door, boom. It makes it easier for you, right? So you want to erase that resistance in whatever ways you can, all right? So become aware of what they are. So that's number one, right? That's the key thing, is to be aware of what those might be. Second key thing tied in with this is we often have a lot of negative expectations about our goals, so that we expect, all right, we already are thinking that, it's going to be so hard to do this. It's not going to be any fun. It's going to be very stressful for me to try to attain this goal. And we have all these negative expectations. And so right there, this is where you need to first do some work. We need to shift them into positive expectations. Because with those negative expectations, they're negative beliefs, they're negative stories that we've created, all right? We've interpreted different aspects of life in a certain way that we then expect certain things that then becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if I expect it to be hard, no fun, and stressful, and I have that mindset, it most likely will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. So I need to shift that. So I have to think like, okay, maybe it's possible for me to make it easier than hard. And I can do it in a way that's not so hard. All right, maybe there's an easy way of doing this, or an easier way of doing this. Maybe I can do it in such a way that it will not be stressful for me. Maybe I can do it in such a way that this could be fun for me to do, right? That I could enjoy it, right? And so we need to start shifting our thinking. And this is where affirmations and visualization comes into play. Right? Where you can affirm that as I work towards, this goal or make more money, that money will come to me easily and with joy and without stress, but with ease and grace and flow. All right? That as I work on this project, I'm going to do it from a state of being, of joyful expectation, without stress. And you know that, okay, to deal with that stress, you've got tools and techniques. You'll know how to meditate and become more calm. You'll have effective time management and energy management skills in place that you can manage your time and manage your energy, manage your state of being, so that you can approach and handle working towards that goal in a less stressful way with joy and ease, okay? So this is where you need that toolkit, all right, of productivity hacks, energy hacks, mindset hacks that will empower you, all right, to deal with setting those goals in a way that will lead to your success, all right? This is so key. So in this regard, all right, and we'll talk a bit more about these things in terms of creating your daily success ritual, right? This is where tapping is an extremely useful tool and something that I use a lot. All right, let me just have a little sip of my coffee. So I don't know if you are familiar with tapping. It's the emotional freedom technique. And it's based on working with the body as an energetic system, and it's sort of evolved out of acupuncture. Where we have these different energy points in our body, and these energy kind of points that we have in the body are a part of an energetic map of the body. And when we experience things in life, we have certain experiences, and tied in with that experience, we create a belief system around it. We create a story around it in terms of what that experience means for us, right? And as we have that experience with that story, that gets imprinted into our energetic body, right, as a particular type of pattern. And so what happens then, if you've had certain negative experiences, you've got an imprint, an energetic imprint that is going to get triggered when you come close to anything that could, activate a similar type of experience. So, it could be that, you've tried to accomplish a certain goal in a certain way, but it was a huge failure, a lot of disappointment. You made a fool of yourself. You're extremely embarrassed, or you lost all this money, or whatever it was. It was a very negative experience. So that's now in your energetic pattern. And so as soon as you are taking steps towards creating a new goal that is similar in some way, could have similar consequences, what's going to happen is that energetic pattern is going to get triggered. And it's going to get triggered like alarm bells ringing of fear, danger, 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 don't do this, you're going to get hurt. It's like our innate survival instinct is going to get triggered here, okay? Because this imprint has been put in place. And so what's going to happen is, this is where that resistance, self-sabotage shows up. As soon as you take steps before it, this gets triggered, and it can show up in all kinds of ways for different people, different times and ways, where it could be very subtle, where all of a sudden it's like, I'm just too tired, I don't really feel like it, or you literally might just even forget about it. It just leaves your mind, and oh darn, I forgot I was going to do that today, and oh, my mind just freezes, goes blank, in just sneaky ways like that. Or literally where full-blown panic attack, you're about to do it and your heart rate goes up and your body goes into stress and fear and panic, and you just freeze, and you can just literally get frozen in fear, right? Like this, you freeze. Or flight, you run away and you avoid it like the plague, and you'll forget it. You'll just no way you're going to do it. Or the fight response, right? As if, the freeze, flight, fight response gets triggered. And it's our survival instinct, right? And then it could be angry and resentful, and all the anger kind of issues come up. So things get triggered, right? Now the catch is that there's this link, okay, this energetic pattern with our behavior patterns and belief patterns. They're interconnected on an energetic level. And so we can shift those through tapping, okay? And so how it works is you always begin with becoming aware of what the issue might be. So say, you've got a particular goal say you want to lose weight and get in shape, okay? And what comes in, you think, it's going to be so hard to do this, And so this is your initial kind of response, resistance to the goal, is that it's just going to be too hard. And so you'll start thinking, and this is where they call it, you set up your, I forget what it's called. Anyways, it's called something. You start up this, you begin here, tapping here, right? And you will put it in a statement like this: even though I feel it'll be so hard to go to the gym and work out, I still deeply love and accept myself. Okay, this is called your setup statement. Even though I feel, it's going to be such a burden and so much hard work, I just now totally love and accept how I'm feeling about this right now. Okay. Even though I feel like, I'm going to hate it. I just hate going to the gym. I hate working out, and I really don't want to do it. And even though I don't really want to do it, right now, I just totally love and accept myself. Okay, so you kind of do 3 of those, tapping right here, as you can see at this point, with your fingers like this. And you have, even though the negative kind of feeling that you have around it, right? That's kind of the key feeling that you're experiencing right now. Then you counter it with acceptance. To accept and love yourself, to accept how you're feeling right now, is a statement of acceptance. Instead of fighting, resisting, you're accepting that this is where I'm at right now. That's the key of entering into that energetic pattern, that you accept it. So you're in. Because if you're fighting it, you're resisting it, you're still on the outside of that pattern. So you need to kind of go into it by accepting it through presence. Presence, being present, accepting what is the key to the beginning of shifting your state of being. Shifting anything that's negative or holding you back. That is the key always, okay? That's why just fully present in the, being present in the moment is such a powerful spiritual principle and practice that's, pushed all over the place, right? But most people don't understand really why it works, okay? But this is the key, is you're allowing to be present with what is. And so from the inside out, you can start to shift it. That's the key, all right? Because otherwise we always tend to be on the outside at us and judging us, like, I hate what I'm feeling right now. I don't like what I want. It's like, it's no good. And it's like a part of you is on the outside of you, judging and condemning it and resisting and fighting it. And it just stays stuck, right? It'll just stay stuck there. So you need to go from the inside. And that happens through presence, right? So even though I don't want to, go to the gym and I hate working out, I still deeply love and accept myself. Then you start going through the different tapping points. So they begin here, right, at the point of the eyebrows. Now, I like always doing the two hands, all right? Some people just do one. You can just do the one, all right? You go here, and then here on the side of the eye, you notice a little bit of an indent here on the side of the eye, and then here on your cheekbones under your eye, right? Then under the nose like this, here in this indent in the chin, okay? And then here, you've got your collarbone. Just underneath the collarbone is a bit of a soft point. And I like going like this with my fingers. I always like doing, two hands on a lot of these. And then under the armpit, okay? And then on top of the head. And so after your 3 times of this, you start saying, oh, I hate going to the gym. I hate doing all this work. It is so hard doing this. So much effort all the time. And yet, I've done it in the past. And it didn't seem to do that much for me. And it just seems so much constant work. I don't want to do it. I hate doing that. I just hate doing that, and I don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. I find it so hard. I wish I didn't find it so hard all the time, but I find it so hard. And I'm just tired. I just don't have the energy for this, right? I just don't have the energy for this, and I don't want to do it. But right now, I'm just accepting how I'm feeling. I'm just accepting that I'm feeling this way right now, that I don't want to do this, right? And I'm just accepting that this is where I'm at. And right now, I'm just choosing to breathe and just to let go of these feelings that I have right now. I'm just choosing to let go of all of this resistance, because maybe there might be a possibility that I could find a way that, maybe it won't be so hard. Maybe I could find a way of getting into shape and being healthier and getting more energy that's a little bit more fun and easier for me. Maybe that's possible. And maybe I could find a way of doing it in a way that might actually like it. It might come where I could actually have fun getting into shape and fun exercising and look forward to it in some way. Maybe that's possible for me. And I'm just open right now to accepting that that might be a possibility for myself. And I'm just going to allow that to come into my life. I'm going to be receptive to allowing new possibilities. I'm going to let go of some of these old beliefs I have from past experiences that might be holding back. All right, I'm going to just choose right now to let go of some of these old beliefs. And I'm choosing right now to be open to some new possibilities and some new ideas that maybe it doesn't have to be this way. And just maybe I could make it happen in a better way, in a way that would be happy for me, easy for me, and I could enjoy it and actually realize success. And I'm just now open and receptive and inviting that into my life here and now. Thank you. And you just breathe, and just take some deep breaths and allow that just to get integrated into your energetic field. Okay, allow that to get integrated into your energetic field. Okay, so just a few things I need to say about this is that before I started this, normally what you're supposed to do is when you have a certain feeling, this resistance to going to the gym and working out, right? Like, it's going to be so hard, I don't want to do it. You want to rate your feelings about that. How strong is that resistance from 1 to 10, on a scale? Where would you rate it? And say maybe it would be 7 or 8 or something, right? Then you would do sort of the tapping thing that I did. And then just now, okay, now how do I feel? Has it gone down? Has that number gone down? Oh, yeah, I feel more like a 5 or a 4, right? Say, okay, that's what you should do, is always rate. So you can see that I shifted my state of being. So it becomes empirical evidence of a shift having taken place. Okay, so keep that in mind. Excuse me. Yeah, and again, if you sign up for this, I will be sending you a summary handout on this, okay? So you'll know how to follow and yada yada, make it all work for you, okay? Secondly, it is so important to verbalize. You have to speak things out loud. You can't just do this in your head quietly. I can't. It's not nearly as effective, dear people. It isn't. In fact, this is something that's applicable beyond tapping. We need to voice things way more than we do. It's powerful. When you give voice to things, you are owning your power. You are being fully present, engaging the moment when you give voice to things, okay? And so that's why I think it's good often to talk to yourself and talk out loud, even when you're doing this. Okay, what am I doing now? What am I doing next? Okay, I need to do this. I need to do that, whatever. Voicing things like this is really, really powerful. We need to, as you voice it, you are owning your power. Okay, that's key. So always give voice to things. So what I found when I do this tapping, again, you may think, oh yeah, I'm feeling just a little bit off today. It's not too strong. The emotion isn't too strong or whatever. But when I start tapping and I start giving voice to the little bit of a negative feeling, or I'm just feeling a little bit blah today, feeling a little bit off today. Oh, I don't really feel like doing anything. I'm kind of like in a slump. And then as I keep tapping and talking, I start to peel some things away and go deeper. And like, whoa, deeper emotions, deeper resistance starts coming up that I didn't think was there, okay? So it's so important to verbalize, to speak it forth, even if it's just a little bit of resistance. Start speaking about it as you go through the tapping. And often what happens is deeper stuff starts showing up. And I'll be crying and whatever, and releasing deeper emotions there, all right? So keep that in mind. It's so important to verbalize it, voice it, and begin even with something small. You can then start to open up and uncover deeper stuff, okay, to process and release. So that's number one, is the voicing of it is key. Secondly, what happens for me time and again, and this is the key thing, that emotion, that a negative expectation, that negative emotion, like, oh, this is going to be so hard, I don't want to do it, yada, yada, that stuff is going to then usually be linked into a false belief. We hold on to a lot of lies, stories about life, stories about ourselves that is not true. Okay, and what I'll come up with is like, oh, I'm so disappointed. I always get hurt again and again. So much disappointment. You know, why should I even bother? Life is hard. You know, all this kind of these negative stories. And as I do that, what I find happening for me, and sometimes we need to purposely make it happen, but it tends to happen just naturally now for me all the time, is after releasing this negative emotion, I start to shift. I says, you know what, this is BS. You know what? I have lots of reasons to be hopeful. I have a lot of good reasons to go forward into success and to believe that it's possible for me. Why? Because life is good, right? Life is good. And I will be empowered from above and on high to do what it is that I'm called to do to fulfill my destiny, right? Like I will shift into the truth about things. And this is where it gets profoundly spiritual. And this is why I also like to integrate tapping with prayer, and then also voicing the truth, speaking forth the truth of what the case is, right? Is that I am a child of God, created in the image of God. My purpose in life is to manifest my destiny, and I will be empowered from above, to do that. And I'll, speak the truth of things on a spiritual level, and these then become decrees. In the whole law of attraction stuff, it comes out of the unity movement, the New Thought movement. The power of the spoken words, they're commands. It's all about owning your power, dear people. This is what we need to realize. We have spiritual access, all right? And the spiritual authority that we're meant to implement, where we own our power and we're meant to own our lives. We're meant to be connected spiritually, be in alignment with the will from above, with divine will. We are called to manifest the kingdom of heaven on earth. All right, and I like to we're called to be quantum warriors, is what I like to call it, and this is what we need to do. We need to own our power here, and I find for myself this kind of the way I kind of do it for me now with this tapping, which integrates prayer and decrees, and I shift from a lie to a truth, right, and that then is where I then come into alignment and come into power to go forward and start doing what I need to do, to realize those goals, to make them happen in my life. Okay, so I hope you find this useful. And I know it's a bit tricky, here in this kind of a context. It takes some practice to get into tapping and to kind of find your way through it, all right? And there's all kinds of sources online. I mean, if you just Google tapping, there's the whole, the tapping solution, with Nick Ortner. I'm into all their programs and have all their books and done all their stuff. And, many, many people are doing tapping, and I highly recommend it. But it's a very useful tool, okay? So let me just see here. Look at yes. So that's the key thing is, for those of you, and hey, Suki, thanks for being here. Sonia, thanks for being here. Do catch the beginning of this, all right? Because I covered quite a bit that you've already missed. That's I think, really valuable and important. And so to go back, what I covered is we need to be clear on our why not tos, all the resistances that we have for achieving our goals. We'll have our reasons of why we want them, the benefit this goal will bring to me, because the goal is always a means to a higher end of what we really want. All right, to make more money is the means for me to go on those travel adventures I want to go on, or to have less fear about the future, greater security about the future financially, and be able to retire early or retire with peace instead of thinking I have to get a job at Walmart, as a door greeter or something, right? So attaining a goal is always a means to a higher end, the reasons why we want it. But then subconsciously we have, working behind the scenes, all kinds of why not tos, right? Our resistances that it's going to be a lot of work. At least this is for me, it's always been this thing, it's going to be so hard. It's going to be a lot of work without reward. I'll just get disappointed again. I've tried already so many times. Why should I keep on trying? It obviously doesn't work. Right? These can be the resistances that can show up, and of course, all kinds. And we need to clear those, because these are stories from our past, how we've interpreted past experiences that we've created as a story that's now imprinted energetically in our energetic body here. And it's going to get triggered and activated when we come into a similar situation where, I'm going to try to attain this goal again, even though I failed in the past. This is huge, dear people. We need to go through so much healing work of past wounds, past disappointments, fears of rejection, fears of failure, fears of success. Like, oh my God, all the work. If I really succeed, the responsibility, all these people are going to be wanting things from me. And I'd rather just stay in my little cocoon and not have all those demands of responsibility, right? Like, there's all these sorts of subconsciously these things going on. And so we need to be aware of them, and we need to manage this effectively, all right? And as I mentioned earlier, I'm kind of recapping a little bit, manage it in terms of, okay, how do I manage the situation so that I will not be overburdened by the responsibility? Okay, for example, right? How can I set it up for myself that I will still have the space and freedom, but and be responsible, but make it something joyful, make it less stressful? So that's where then I need to manage my state of being, all right, an energetic kind of, my energetic state of being, and have techniques to handle that internally, right? But then also externally, I need all kinds of hacks in terms of time management, maybe have a team of people to work with me, how I set up my environment, how I, handle things, all right? And we'll talk a bit about that on Sunday, productivity hacks, okay? We'll need all kinds of tools to empower us in that regard. So anyways, this is the game, right? This is what then messes us up, as a lot of these things. So tapping is really useful for dealing with this inner mind frick stuff that goes on, okay? And where we get messed up and held back. Now, another little technique. What also happens that something you can put to use right away. And I used to, would do this with things like, I hate house cleaning, right? I mean, who likes cleaning house? I don't know. Because I've been a single parent for, 16 years. And, I have my full-time job. And, and you always have so much to do. Right? You got to do everything when you're a single parent. You know, you make the income, but you got to fix everything, do the laundry, get the groceries, make the supper, get the kids to school. You know, you got to do everything, right? So there's always a lot of stuff to do. And so I would always just hate doing the housework and whatever. But I would do this mind game. It's like, and I would tell myself, don't think, don't feel, just do. So that I would think, okay, how long would it take me to clean house? I'm going to do it within an hour. Okay, within an hour, I'm going to get, and yeah, I don't feel like doing it, but within an hour, it's going to be done. I see that it's going to be done in an hour, okay? And so anything I don't want to do and don't like, I just think, I just focus, it's going to be done within an hour. And in the meantime, I'm not going to think about it. I'm not going to feel like, oh, I don't feel like it. Oh, it's going to be, how am I going to do it? It's going to be so hard. And you get stuck there, and then you end up not doing it, right? It's just like when you lay in bed in the morning, right? And you think, oh, I should get up, but oh, I don't want to get up. You know, it's like, oh, I feel so comfy here. You can't go, don't think, don't feel, do, okay? So having said that, I came across a video by Mel Robbins, and she's written a book about it. I think she calls it the 5-second rule. And it's just totally is exactly what I had experienced for myself and kind of implemented for myself. It happened to her where she just got devastated in life and going bankrupt, everything going wrong, and she got into this slump where she just couldn't get up and out of bed in the morning to face things and to deal with things, and just avoided it because she was just in this paralyzed state of just like, this is overwhelming. I don't know how to handle the situation, right? And so she would just sleep in every morning and not do anything. And so anyways, make a long story short, she saw this NASA countdown of a rocket ship, you know, the countdown 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. And so from that, she thought, you know what, that's what I'm going to do in the morning. When I wake up, as soon as I wake up, I'm going to just simply go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. And she blasts out of bed, and it worked. And she didn't sleep in, and she did that every morning, and it worked, and started changing her life. And so then she discovered that, and this is what happens, is that when you get the idea of doing something, as soon as you hesitate and pause about it, and you start, and I think this is what really happens to us spiritual people. You know, we're so inward, and we always reflect. We're so aware of our feelings, right? This can really booby trap us, all right? We're just too aware of our feelings. And so, I don't know, I think my intuition isn't really coming in here, where I don't feel like doing this. I just don't have the vibe to do this right now, right? It's not your intuition happening right now, okay? I mean, sometimes it can be, of course. You got to know the difference. But sometimes it's just that reptilian brain that like, no, stay in your comfort zone. It'll be too stressful, like too much that'll get triggered, that triggers anxiety because there's a bit of fear of overwhelm. Can I do it? What do I have to do? Oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. Ooh, I don't know. Can I do it? We go into a little stress. The stress gets triggered, right? And with that anxiety and fear, and right away our body is saying, well, danger, you know, red alarm ringing, don't do this, it's dangerous, fear, anxiety, stress, stay in your comfort zone, right? And so it's when we pause, this is what all goes on, all right? We don't realize it. So as soon as you have the thought, don't start to hesitate, don't pause, just simply go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and start doing it. Just start doing it. Don't think, don't go into feeling, just get into action and do it. And commit to starting to do that for even just 5 minutes. And you'll find it's a launch pad. You'll get going, that 5 minutes, and boom, you'll go through it and you'll get it done. Okay? You'll get to the other side. And this is the key. We need to get into action. We need to get into action. So this is a really useful tool, you know, for when we tend to procrastinate, where we think, yeah, I should do this, you know, but, oh, I don't know, man. Maybe later, maybe tomorrow. I don't feel like it right now. Right there, you know, you got to stop that, okay? So make this your practice, all right? This, she calls it the 5-second rule. I like to, don't think, don't feel, just do. But you'll do that countdown. Just start and say it out loud. Say it out loud. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just get into action. Just don't think. Just get into action, all right? And that'll help you out tremendously, okay? Yeah. So, thank you for being here. Do feel free to share this. As I mentioned, yeah, if you haven't signed up for this 5-day challenge thing, and you want to make sure you get the past videos that we've done here. We did day 1 just in terms of setting your goals, what was involved with that. Yesterday, what did we do? Oh yeah, prioritizing your goals. Today, addressing resistance to goals. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about creating your success ritual, right? And then on Sunday, this is sort of the 5-day thing. Sunday, we're going to talk about productivity hacks. Okay, just different little tricks you can do to empower yourself to be more productive and successful in how you manage your time and energy. Okay, and so yeah, feel free to post some questions, any questions or issues or anything you might maybe want me to talk about. Feel free to share this, and I will be putting below this video when it's finished. I will type in the link where you can sign up so you can get the handouts that accompany this. All right, and also let me just see. Yes, I will also be posting the past videos in case you missed them somewhere. All right. So give me a like for this. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found it worthwhile and valuable. And again, please feel free to share it and join me tomorrow. My plan is to be here again live tomorrow at 11 a.m. So I hope to see you then. And the same thing for Sunday. And wishing you a most blessed new year, that you will go forward in full power to realize your dreams, because we're meant to. It is our destiny to, dear people. It is our destiny to. It is our calling. It is our mission. All right? And so go for it. I want to encourage you to go for it. Okay? And I want to be here to help you. And so again, please feel free to share, post questions, whatever, and sign up to get the whole shebang. All right? Okay, blessings to you all. Have an awesome, awesome day, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow. All right, ciao.